What's up? Travis here, TravisSteps.com, trainaggressive.com, and just finishing up my workout here, and I wanted to go over my big four. I like to call these the big four in regards to back pain. All right, so if you're somebody that experiences tight lower back pain, especially after you deadlift or you sprint, then you're definitely going to want to pay attention to this stuff, because I get questions on a weekly basis from people asking about how to fix their back pain. And one of the things they always ask is, Travis, what specific stretches do you have that can help eliminate my back pain? And the first thing I need to say is, stop thinking of it as stretching your lower back, okay? And I can tell you right now, this is what I used to think in college. When I had back pain and a tight lower back, I always thought, in what ways can I stretch my lower back? So typically it's my erector spinae that was giving me problems, that was always tight, and so I was always thinking to myself, all right, I need to stretch my erectors more because that's where I'm tight. But that's actually the wrong way to look at it. The way you want to look at it is improving the quality of your other muscles around your lower back. So improving the soft tissue quality of your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, all right, even your psoas, your lower back, your traps, different things like that. So I'm going to go over my big four in regards to soft tissue work and mobility. All right, those are the two things that you're going to want to focus in on to help improve that lower back pain. So if you're not currently doing this type of stuff and you're still just doing static stretches, different things like that, while that may be good at helping elongate your muscles, but it's not going to help improve that soft tissue quality, and it's not going to help improve your overall mobility. All right, so the first thing is you're going to need a foam roller. I use a PVC pipe, and then you're going to want a lacrosse ball, and then I will show one stretch for your hamstrings, and this is specifically for people that have tight hamstrings. So you want to have like a Performance band or a jump stretch band. All right, so first movement that I always do is what I like to call a big lunge. So this is going to help mobilize the hip and the groin, and if you're especially tight in your hips and your hamstrings and your quads, you're going to definitely feel it in other areas as well. So for this one, what you're going to do is feet together, you're going to take a big old drop step back. Okay, you're going to take both hands, put them on the inside of your foot. And the first thing I'm going to say is, if you can't even get into this position, so hands inside the feet with your knee right over your ankle, and you're like stuck back here, then you've got major mobility problems. All right, so you're going to want to definitely try to improve that over time. All right, so you should be able to get up into this position. All right, what you're going to do is hold that front foot down flat with your hand that's inside, and then you're going to push that knee out. So I'll show you here from the front. You're going to push your front knee out, keep this front foot flat, and then instead of stretching and just hanging out in this position, you're going to start mobilizing. All right, so rock forward, backwards, and you're going to really feel that joint moving around. All right, so your hip joint, you're just kind of moving that joint around right in there. All right, you're going to find some tight areas in there, and that's where you want to focus in on. So you're going to hang out in this position for anywhere from 60 seconds, 90 seconds. If you're really, really immobile in this position, hit this for 2 minutes. Okay, you can rotate, turn that belly button away from that front foot, and mobilize it. If you want to take it to the next level, go ahead and go to the side of your foot. You can push that knee out, and you can continue to mobilize right there. And you're just getting that hip right there. And like I said, if you're real tight, you're going to feel that in the groin and all around in that area right there, okay? So that's the number one thing, okay? Number two, another mobility movement right here, okay? Just a hip flexor stretch or a hip flexor mobilization. So now we're going to be nice and tall, okay? You don't want to be overextended. We want to stay tight in the core. Notice my knee is behind my front ankle there, okay? So you don't want to start here. Start with that front foot forward. I'm going to lock my core in with the the leg that's down, the knee that's down. I'm going to squeeze my butt on that side, and I'm going to roll forward, and I'm going to sink into that hip flexor stretch right here. You're just going to kind of mobilize, hang out right here, really flex your glute It's going to feel like your hip flexor is going to tear off the bone right there. Okay, and then relax, back it off. Then we'll go right back into it. Squeeze the glute, get that hip flexor. Okay? Now if you want to take this up to the next level, go ahead and roll forward. You'll grab your quad, and you'll kind of hang out in this position right here. So, pushing the hip forward, we're getting the hip flexor, and then I'm really stretching that quad out too. So you want to make sure you keep squeezing that glute, pushing that hip forward, and you're mobilizing, hanging out right there. That's going to help you improve that mobility with the hip even more, okay? So that's the second. Third thing, we need to focus in on that soft tissue, all right? So you're going to take a PVC pipe or a foam roller, whatever you have, rumble roller, sit down on that baby, and we're going to hit those glutes, okay? To expose that area a little bit more, go ahead and cross that leg over, and we'll roll over that glute, okay? For this, you want to find those areas that are extremely sensitive, all right? We're going to find some knots in there. Once you find some knots, hang out on that area. If this is your first time doing it, you're going to definitely have some knotted up areas, some painful areas that you're going to want to really focus in on breaking up. It's going to help improve that tissue quality, all right? And for this, we want to hit all areas around that hip, okay? So your glutes, IT band, that's going to help out. Your hip flexors, okay? So you're going to hit all these areas. And when it comes to soft tissue work, you got to spend at least a minute or more per area, all right? This stuff is starting to get more popular, so when I am in bigger gyms, I'll notice people will take a foam roller, they'll sit on it for like 10, 15 seconds, they'll go like 2 passes, you know, across their hamstrings, their glutes, all the areas that they need to get, but, you know, 10, 15 seconds isn't going to do anything, all right? Now, the foam, or the lacrosse ball, you can take a lacrosse ball, do the same thing with this, but it's going to pinpoint those areas even more, okay? So, same thing, you can sit on that lacrosse ball, find those areas, hit those areas right there. Ooh, there's one right there, all right? So you're going to find those areas in your glutes, hamstrings, IT band, hip flexor, all those areas. That's what you're going to want to hit, okay? Again, same thing. If you're using a lacrosse ball, foam roller, doesn't matter. Make sure you're spending the amount of time that you need to spend on those areas to make sure you improve that tissue quality, all right? So we went over big lunge, boom, all the different variations of that, hip flexor, soft tissue work. Now I want to go over the last of the big 4 here, which is hitting those hamstrings, all right? A lot of people that have lower back pain, it's because they have tight hamstrings, and everybody's different. Just because I say tight hamstrings doesn't mean everybody has tight hamstrings, all right? So you might not even have to stretch your hamstrings, okay? But what you're going to do is you're going to take a band. You're going to wrap that band around your foot, okay, like so. What you want to do if you're really tight, put this other foot against the wall so it doesn't pop up, okay, depending on how tight you are. All right, we're going to simply just do some P&F stretching. So what you'll do is you'll take this band, put it behind your head, you'll grab real tight the top of the band. We're going to pull that knee to your chest, okay? From here, you're going to push through your heel. You're going to try to touch your heel to the ceiling, okay? You might feel that stretch in the calves. You'll definitely feel that stretch in the hamstrings. And we want to see what kind of range of motion we can get out of that. Okay, we're just going to pull hard. You're going to actively pull your leg towards your face, okay? Imagine you're trying to bring your knee to your face. Okay, so you're activated with the quad and the hip flexor. That's going to allow that hamstring to relax a little bit, give us a little bit more range of motion. So we're here, pull tight, feel it stretch. Hold this for about 5 seconds, and then relax, okay? Relax a couple seconds, then we're going to go right back into it. Try to get a little bit more range of motion. Pull, stretch, and relax. Shake it out, and then we'll do that again. You'll continue to do that, you know, 5, 6, 10 times just to loosen up that hamstring, okay? This is something you can do, I would recommend more so after a workout, but if you've got really tight hamstrings, You can do this before a workout as well, blend it into your warm-up, and it'll help loosen that hamstring up. But combining all this stuff right here will be a good bit to help improve that lower back tightness. And if you got lower back pain, it's going to help improve that big time, all right? Especially if you have lack of mobility, lack of flexibility. Those are the things that you're wanting to focus in on. Notice I didn't stretch directly my back at all right? I'm working the areas around my lower back, all right? So those are a couple of different tips you can use. Hope it helps you out. Keep training 110% ham, living, training aggressive, get strong. Travis, I'm out.